y'all. This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and the everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
Welcome back to another edition of I Only Listen to 90s Music. We back in the building. I'm in a new home. New studio setup. Scott, you can come over here if you want to record.
All right, congrats on the new crib.
Thanks, man. So we are going to talk about Eightball and MJG UGK thing, but let's go fresh into the Lovers and Friends concert weekend. Stacy, your reaction. You have just seen the bill. Go.
Look at my face. I'm very confused. So the Lovers and Friends Fest was
originally supposed to be in LA.
I
thought it was always set up.
No, and they had Charlie Wilson was on this, but they had like Isley Brothers. They had a whole bunch of old school artists too on there. And it went to Vegas. It got real 2000-ish. It's supposed to be like
90,
a split.
90, 2000.
They really leaned on the Lovers and Friends part with Ludacris in them. I'll say that.
Right. So it was a 2-day festival in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Festival Grounds. And so 2 days and 4 stages: Lovers, Friends, Crunk, and Bling. And when you see the whole list of people that are going to be there on the big flyer, you say, oh shit, I'm going to this. How much it costs? I'm going to be there because everybody is there. If you dropped an album in the 90s and early 2000s, you were invited. Every Tweet was there. Nigga, like everybody is there. Yeah. But then you see who's on each stage, and that's where my questions come from.
Did Tweet actually make a stage on there? Because the original flyer, I didn't see anything with her. Did she actually make a stage?
Tweet
Brandy didn't show up either. Brandy didn't show up.
She's on the Bling stage.
Okay.
After E40, but before Nina Sky.
Nina Sky.
Hold on, Nina Sky was after Tweet?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I think that's the only song she had. So there's
it's twins. It's girls.
It was them 2 girls. Them
Shut up! I didn't know it was 2 bitches. Okay, so
they twins too, Stacy. They also had the song with the Nori song,
"Move Your Body" or something.
No, "Move Your Body" is they song, but they were the singing on the Nori song, the Nori reggaeton song. That's them singing.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Oyamente or whatever. Oyamente.
I just want to point out that Free Before 11 was not invited.
They could did 9 in the morning. They could did 9 in the morning.
Was
show.
there.
But Nina Sky was before Tweet or after Tweet.
After Tweet. So it was E40.
First of all, I want to know how long are these sets?
Not long at all. So
I looked online at some of them. They some of them are pretty hefty at 25, 20, 25, 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Because SWV almost passed out during their set. If you go online and Google SWV, literally Lily says, "I'm hot as fuck, y'all. I'm gonna sit down."
So here's what's crazy is that if you look at, so I'm literally on the website on loversandfriendsfest.com. The timing of it all. The timeline is backwards. It's in descending order, not ascending. So it's 12 a.m., then 11:30, then 11. So like who made this? So I take that back then. It was Nina Sky, then Tweet, then E40.
That makes sense now. All right. That makes sense. But you can't read it correctly because of the way it looks.
Because the way it looks. Because I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just.
Hey, what if you showed up early because you thought that your headline was?
A crazy person like me reads things from the top to the bottom and left to right.
Yeah, we've been up there 3 hours.
That I learned like Ludacris is going on at 9.
Right, it's this weird thing I learned in school. But yeah, so Nina Scott. So that's on the Bling stage. So again, I don't understand what Bling means. But then so on the Lover stage, maybe it does make a little bit more sense. So John B went on at noon, with Lloyd coming at 12:55, and then Juvenile at 1:25.
On their same stage?
No, that's on the Lover stage. The Lover stage.
So in your mind, I'm trying to hit all the stages. How do I strategically get all the stages?
How do I go see?
Is that impossible?
It's in, you have to figure out who you want to see and how quickly can you get there. So that's what would happen. So if I wanted to see John B at noon, I could see him, and then I could run to maybe catch A. Marie on the Crunk stage.
A. Marie's on the Crunk stage?
At 12:30 to hear her do, this one thing, right? Mm-hmm. But then I can make it over to the Bling stage for Tweet at 12:50. And by then, and then hurry up and make it back over to the other side on the Lover stage for Juvenile by 1:25. None of this makes sense at all. But
you haven't ate, and you still haven't ate your lunch yet.
And I ain't even ate. But at 11 o'clock at night, you can go see Miss Lauryn Hill on the Lover stage. Now, what's very, very
Wyclef Jean, no, I saw that she brought Wyclef. She brought Wyclef out.
Hey, they made sure they put her on
last. So what's very funny is TLC goes on at 8:50 on the Lover stage. Long ass gap before you get to Lauryn Hill. So it's like, did y'all give TLC that much time, or did y'all know Lauren wasn't gonna show up?
Oh, so nothing's in between TLC and Lauryn Hill.
There's nothing on that stage playing in between. But if at 8:50 and after you listen to Waterfalls, you're like, you know what? I really don't know that many TLC songs. You can head over to the Friends stage to get Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon at 9:35.
Yeah.
But then you can't watch Escape, which is at 9:30 on the Crunk stage, or Drew Hill at 10 o'clock on the Bling stage. Again, it's a whole thing. And
so Drew Hill was closing stuff out?
No, Fat Joe closed it out.
But they were still nighttime though.
Right, this is nighttime, 11 p.m. at night. Fat Joe is closing out.
I'm just thinking, I was just like, wow.
They just threw the Essence Fest in a big old shuffleboard.
Start throwing stuff on the board. Look, all right, like this is.
That's the time.
They just threw it like, hey, let's throw some names in the shuffle it up.
And this is 2 nights of them doing it this way.
And then Lil' Kim I saw Lil' Kim brought out Ray J.
Oh.
But wait a minute.
Why were Too Short and Warren G together?
Who was together? Warren G and who?
Too Short.
I mean, you just throwing any random West Coast artists together.
West Coast.
They ain't even from the same area.
Them West Coast acts do a lot of shows together anyway.
Yeah. And he probably was like, cool, I'll roll Warren G. How much is the check clearing? Yo, when I saw that video of Lily, like, I'm hot as fuck. I'm gonna sit down. Like,
I didn't see that video.
People were getting hot. So Brandy refused to go perform, supposedly.
Wait. That is funny as shit, because I just saw on the Facebook, somebody it was a
make sure y'all go to the Facebook fan page.
It was an article about a woman who bought some shoes from, Shein? She whatever the place is, girls buy their stuff from now, and her shoes melted. It said they melted at a Las Vegas festival. And now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
How cheap do your shoes? I wore jelly beans for decades, okay? Like in the 80s, and when they came back again in the 90s, they ain't never melted on me.
And you was running in them.
And I was out there running in them, okay? I was running in them jellies. And I'll say this: if it was hot as it is underneath this wig, then I understand what happened.
Look, it was, and you know what? I gotta give Escape, like this little clips I saw of Escape perform their ass off.
I saw.
I ain't gonna front. And the thing that's messed up is the 2 other girls that everybody thought they was gonna split off. They ain't performing as well as Tiny and Candy are.
Candy.
Them two, Tiny and Candy, perform. You can tell that they've been in the spotlight for a while. Like, even in general with the reality, whatever, they just like, yo, we got training for this shit. Latasha and her sister, they just like, we just glad to be back here.
Yeah, we just happy we getting some money.
And is Latasha the heavier girl, the original heavy girl?
Yeah.
They switched now.
Right.
They sister, yeah.
So I think she took the fat, they took the, like, is it like the gastric bypass, and just gave it to her because she was trying to get a BBL, but it didn't work out well because she that's what it looks like on her. Her ass is sitting like bigger than her, like her ass is like humongous.
You would think though that they would perform more, because I know when I saw Bone in St. Louis and Flesh was there. Flesh was so happy to be involved and was given the performance of a lifetime.
He did
like,
8 years in jail too, Stacey.
He was at fresh out too.
I'm just saying.
But he did 8 years in the jail though, too. Though 8 years in jail changed you. You happy to be out?
But I'm just saying they need to be happy. These checks is clearing.
But did y'all see the clip of Mace saying somebody paid to cut his set?
Hold on. And Mace's thing was in the daytime too. He got like at 3 o'clock.
He was early.
Yeah, Mace was like 3 o'clock.
What, he's at 3 o'clock?
Why did they have Sierra on at 8:20 at night?
Yeah,
on a Saturday,
almost.
Like she ain't have to go to church the next morning.
My thing is, how does she have enough songs that headline at 8:20?
Nah.
I mean, look, Usher. So she went on right before Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon. So
that's probably like an Atlanta thing or something.
And that was 9:35. So
you say she did an hour? 45? I mean, she only got. She got 3 or 4 songs. Now she got some hot songs. Like the Goodies is dope. What's the one with Ludacris? That one fucking hard.
Yeah.
With
that song goes hard, and I forgot about it. But that song,
and then Ride is dope. So I got 3 or 4 good songs from Sierra, but not 45 minutes to an hour of a set. Dude, she came up on just the fame of
out of that 45 minutes, she gonna give you 15 minutes of that Matrix movie.
Yeah, they was if you go find it online, they was clowning her in the comments about, yeah, your dancing ain't up to par no more. Your dancing is way out dancing you. And I'm like, dang, yeah, it's here. You maybe should have kept this one on the low for a minute and got it. Like,
I think they called up everybody that they had to, because this is such a
who's missing from this. That's my
Chingy and what Nelly was there.
Nelly was there.
Nelly was there.
Chingy, Jaquan, all of them St. Louis.
Timberland with Snoop Dogg, like it's.
Yeah.
Who was missing? Eminem.
Was Puff there? Was Puff there?
No, Puff wasn't there. But Puff can go.
Well, we don't know if Puff was there or not. We don't know who.
You said Mace. Remember, Mace said they messed up his stuff because of Puff.
Was that the same weekend as the Billboard Awards?
Ooh, I don't know.
I think wasn't it this last week or a couple weekends ago?
So you said Puff might just stayed over to mess up Mace's set.
I don't know what weekend it is now. So when was the Billboard Awards?
And Genuine was on Timberland's show, right? That's where.
Yeah. Is that when he did that jump?
Nah, I got Timberland with Snoop.
Yeah, but that's when Genuine came out. Is during that. That's all the stuff we seen. That was Genuine at that show.
So that road
transition, and that makes a lot of sense. And that's why. So the 2 different videos that we saw of him trying to do pony, and then the one where he spins around and does that
jump
kick, if you will.
We might as well transition then.
I don't know who's missing besides Free Before 11. Who is not here? Queen Pen? I don't know.
Because this is late 90s, early 2000 group.
We know Ja Rule and Ashanti, they there.
They were there. Jodeci is there.
Oh shit.
Police was there. Drew Hill was there. The
New Edition? Was New Edition there?
New Edition wasn't there.
They couldn't pay New Edition enough.
Yeah.
Fab was there. Mace. Akon was there.
Now
I don't know who. I don't know who's not here. I don't know the answer to that question.
50 Cent?
Yeah, 50.
50 wasn't there.
50 wasn't there.
So I don't think any I don't think any G Unit type people were there.
None of them Interscope.
Right, 112 was there. Mike Jones, nigga, like.
Was all the 112?
Foxy was there the first night, but
there was the 2 of them. Hey, hold on, stop, Scott. Scott, I looked it up. It's just so.
It's still just the 2 of them.
No, Stacey, I need you to go right now and Google 112 at Lovers and Friends. There, I thought it was all 4. It was just 2 of the members of 112. Darren.
Remember when they did the verses with against Jagged Edge? It was all the Jagged Edge, but it was just 2.
Yeah. Now. It's 2 dudes that look inconspicuously like they're members of 112, but then you look deeply, they don't have any mics. They're just dancing with them.
So What about on when Q's parts?
Oh, they was skipping right over that shit.
Slim just does all his parts.
Yeah, Slim, and then Darren does some parts too, though. The other dude, Darren,
okay,
he does parts too. So, yeah, it was just, and I was like, oh, they got everybody together, and then I was like, oh, them two dudes don't have mics. They're just two dancers that they paid.
They are two niggas dancing.
Oh, you see it?
Fill-ins.
When I tell you that I hated her, shit.
You see, it makes you think that they're like the full four, and then you really look and you're like, oh no, they're just
they just kind of in the back, but they standing kind of close together.
Right, and they ain't got no mics.
Yeah, they ain't got no mics. They just got to make the picture look cool.
These niggas do not have mics. So one dude, I keep thinking he has a mic. He doesn't. I think that's his wristband to get in.
They got
his
VIP bracelet.
Just so he can get on stage.
Is this how our parents felt when the Temptation was going back and forth with different Sex and Temptations? Was they like, man, what set this gonna be? Is this gonna be the Otis and Blue group? Or is this the Eddie?
When it was treat her like a lady Temptations.
Yeah, which one is this? How they felt with how 112 is like? What was a set of 112? Actually, new editions like that too on the low, because you got to know which new edition you're getting when you go to the show.
The popcorn love or the if it isn't love.
Yeah, Stacey, you got to watch some of these clips. I watched most of the clips. I went through a rabbit hole at like 3 a.m, like on Wednesday, just watching all like 5-minute little sniff tests of all of them. I think I'm done with Jodeci, Stacey, on a live setting. I think I'm done with them.
Who was it? Were all of them there?
Everybody but JoJo.
It's just KC, really?
No, it was KC, JoJo. I mean, it was KC.
Dalvin. Yeah.
KC, Dalvin, and Devontae.
Oh, so
no JoJo.
Because when they came here, I just saw, just KC.
So what do you do for JoJo's part? Because them other niggas ain't singing.
Nope.
I hate it. Wait, so Maya went on before Jodeci. She had an hour. So Maya went on at 6:30.
Okay, that goes back to our question in the group. I guess she does have an hour of a show for a tour.
An hour?
That's what Stacey just said. She just gave you the timeline.
I'm just telling you what it says. I'm not saying that she has enough to fill it up unless I got enough.
Oh, you're saying it might be some little free time in between where you can go get some
She know how to tap dance. She gonna be tap dancing and doing some flips and shit, man.
I'm out.
or doing some singings from Chicago. She was in that movie. She was great.
She did a song from there that's on the recap.
Moulin Rouge.
God.
Yeah, the Moulin Rouge.
But here we go though. So look, Maya had more than one album, right? And so she can, as long as she can probably figure out how to fill up an hour, right? Maybe she can just play around, fill it up.
And she's just started on some stuff too, so you can do some of your guest stuff as well.
Cassie. Right, so yeah, what Maya could have done, Best of Me, all that. So, but Cassie though on the Bling stage went on after Keith Sweat.
After Keith Sweat,
Keith Sweat went on at 7. Cassie went on at 8.
You got to think of the Keith Sweat fan base. They older. They want to get in and out.
Hey, Scott, you're right. They schedule that correctly because them cats want to go back to their room.
Right, man. They want to go back and gamble and.
Cassie went on at 8 o'clock. Krista went on after her at 9:05.
So hold on, how long was it? She got 1 hour?
An hour and 5 minutes. What did Cassie have that took up an hour and 5 minutes?
I don't know what she had that took up 30 minutes.
I know what she had
20.
At 5.
I just know me
here
and a couple others.
What is Cassie? What song is Cassie? Cassie got that is gonna keep her.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So she got an hour and 5. So let's say she did at least 30 or 40.
Hey, but you know what? They probably out here doing covers of these old groups and bringing these people out. That's probably why it was so many people on the flyer. And then they do.
I got Gina Thompson coming out to do what things we do.
Yeah.
Now here's
Give
the
it
thing.
up for Monifa.
Look, right this. So here's the thing though. Monifa could have played off about a half hour, 45 minutes.
More than Cassie.
Right. She definitely could have done more than Cassie could have done. Monifa could have thrown out a couple of things. At least, wait, where's Lil Mo at? That's who's not here.
Lil Mo.
Cassie has one album, yo. She has
and
one album.
song.
Yeah, bring Fab out, do the verse.
She has two singles off that album, the first album. Two.
What were they?
Me and You, Long Way to Go.
Yeah. I don't even remember the second. I just remember
I ain't
Me
even
and
heard
You.
A Long Way to Go. That song was only been released in the East Coast time zone.
Yeah, Long Way to Go. I just remember Me and You.
Yeah.
And that's not even really, that's a Ryan Leslie song.
Yep.
Because Ryan Leslie was her boyfriend at the time. He produced it and wrote it.
No, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's upsetting me.
All right, let's talk about this versus. This might have been the most disappointing versus, I feel like.
It was,
not because of the artist.
And it's the crowd's fault.
The crowd.
It's the crowd.
Yeah.
It's the crowd's fault. So first off, I knew that the verses happened last night. That did not mean that I was not going to take a nap. And I took a nap, and I did not set an alarm to get back up. Forgot all about the damn thing, so I woke up.
If it weren't for you, Stacey, putting up the recap thing, I forgot about it totally. Like, oh shit, that was tonight. And keep in mind, we changed the night we was gonna record because of it, and I still forgot.
Like, it was knocked out. So when I woke up, they were on round 11 when I woke up. And I was like, well, and I think also, so it starts 7 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Shit
They started on time.
Never start on time. So there's no way you could have told me that me tuning in at 8 was going to get me round 11. No, they started on time because niggas had to get home. Niggas got to get home.
They old.
Y'all know Eightball got to take them heart pills.
Listen, and I just want to mention that Eightball has not lost 1 ounce of weight. And weight loss is a struggle, but the way that our faves are dying at a moment's notice because of health issues, I need this man to eat some broccoli or something. Like, something has to
stop drinking Kool-Aid out your favorite cup.
Listen, like, something has to happen. But I don't know where this venue was in ATL. Like, I thought, like, watching it later on, like, I'm like, it must, like, is it too small? But seeing it from the beginning when I watched the recap, it looked like it just was like a concert venue, like not even like a pageant type thing, but like, just like a big club.
Like they was at the Rock House or something.
Right. Like, I'm like, these niggas are sprues.
But another thing, though, it was a lot of celebrities, so then it may have been a lot of the celebrity security in the crowd too. But
there was something Eightball said when he first came out. He said that everybody got their cameras out. They no energy. And that was real. Everybody, like, as soon as everybody came out, everybody is up like this, just.
And Greg Street said it too. He was like, dude, we on TV. Y'all should be giving them love. What are y'all doing? Y'all on TV, they on TV. And that's how you know he old. This to be on TV was like, we on TV.
Right, talking to somebody long distance.
Tell your mom and them.
I think I've always understood it, but last night really made me understand why sometimes you can't bring your phone into a venue, because there's no way that y'all were that focused on capturing it on your phone with these horrible Android phones to get these blurry ass videos that you couldn't appreciate what is happening in front of you. Like, my God, it was
they brought out Big Boy, they brought out Tila, they brought out Jazzy Ray, they brought out Lil Kiki, they brought out David Banner. Like, I mean, like, if this is St. Louis we'd have still been kicking. Yeah. People still been partying right now. If they brought all them people out, it would have been the Budweiser Superfest all over again. Somebody would have got pregnant in the parking lot, like you said that you got that. Like, it was me. I think my parents got pregnant with me, and your parents did too, right?
No, my mom just was out all night. Like I said, my mother, Budweiser Superfest, my mother was out all night. My grandma called the police looking for my mother, and my friend's
They did a Verzuz
mom
here.
was at the after party waiting on the show to start, the party to start, but it never happened because the thing went on all night. But yeah, it was so dead, and I was living my best life listening to the songs and really just enjoying. I mean, I think it was like one song I wanted them to play that they didn't play. Like that's it.
Yeah, I mean, every song I knew, just about every song. Like everyone.
Yeah, every song I'm just like, oh yeah.
Like I'm like, hey, I'm in the bed, hey, just look, get him.
And I'm like, the crowd is like, literally when Big Boy comes out, y'all supposed to be somebody supposed to throw their head, like somebody supposed to fall up on the stage.
Didn't even go crazy for Big Boy. So like y'all didn't even fuck with your own people. Like, it felt like this was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
But New York was going crazy for their people though. When that Dipset locks thing, that was
right, because New York fucks with New York. Atlanta loves Atlanta. Atlanta loves Atlanta. St. Louis, the thing is, we have that advantage of getting music from everywhere. So we absolutely love everything that came from the South. So if you came from Memphis, you came from Atlanta, you came from Louisiana, we fuck with you hard. We fucking love you.
We didn't have our own music at the time. Like you got
right. Like we didn't have enough of it.
Yeah, we didn't have our own sound yet.
Right. And so we fucked with all of that. Like that was us. Like those were our cousins. I mean, because the reality is all of our parents or grandparents came from those areas and moved up to St. Louis was moving up north. Yep. So we were the big city cousins. So it was ingrained in us that we fuck with it. And like, so the way that we don't see them as country, the way New York does. New York thinks everything is country that's not within New York borders. So they'd have done better having it in St. Louis. Hell, I mean, if they could have done it in Memphis, great. If they could have done it
Houston would have been straight too, though.
Huh?
Houston would have been crazy too.
Yeah, Houston would have been crazy too. Like we could have done Houston anywhere. I don't know if Dallas may have worked, but Houston definitely.
Houston, New Orleans.
Right.
Memphis, like, Nashville, St. Louis, all
those places would have fucking worked.
This is my next question with this. Is Verzuz done for?
I think it's done.
Because the Onyx Cypress Hill one, they ain't even let you watch that one on IG. That was like, it was a part of the pay-per-view boxing match.
And it was before the boxing match.
Yeah, and Cypress Hill and it was mad because they thought it was gonna be, when they signed, they thought it was gonna be on Instagram like every other one. And they was like, hold on, nobody knew about it. And people were like mad so you only could watch it on Triller app. You couldn't see it on IG. So they performing and they like, oh man, how many views we got? And they like, what you mean? Like, I mean, it was on IG, right? No, I didn't know. You had to pay $5 for that.
Man, my daughter took this picture. She made this reel. Check it out.
They was mad. They thought it was gonna be on IG too.
See, I just think that it's lost its luster. When it first started coming out during the pandemic, and nobody could see each other, but this was an amazing thing that was created that we could participate in, and everybody's having fun and laughing. And then I think once they started putting people in the same room, that's when things changed. The landscape of it changed, right? Like, I mean, it was funnier to me when you had the janky Wi-Fi's and people like with
Teddy Riley,
and Babyface telling him I'm at home social distance. Like that was funny as shit.
I'm on the same Wi-Fi. He said I'm on the same Wi-Fi.
Right. Like that was fun, but now I don't know. It's just not the same. And then, like I said, if the crowds, any performance, artists feed off of energy from the crowd. Mm-hmm. And when your crowd is dog trash, what do? Like, and you put like, these are the songs that y'all want to hear. Like, it's not even like, oh, they playing the B-sides and shit. No, they playing the songs that you want to fucking hear.
Dude, it was so many songs. I was like, Space Age Pimpin'. I ain't hear nobody go, oh shit, nigga. I should have saw a woman panties go up on the stage. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When Mr. Big came on, I'm like, oh, like just those when Murder came on, when Pocket Full of Stones came on.
Pocket Full of Stones. I was like,
yeah, I like,
and you know what? I think Bun B,
I'm rapping the lyrics so loud.
I think Bun B stopped from doing Break 'Em Off something. Because he was like, yeah, this Master P joint. And then he changed it.
Yeah.
And did another song. Because Break 'em Off something would have been.
Yeah, his verse on there. And they did Kick Though. I knew he was gonna do Kick Though. I had a feeling they was gonna do that though.
But people always say like Atlanta support Atlanta's artists. But okay, I guess that it goes to Stacey, like you're saying, because they both weren't Atlanta artists.
The South. They just because they, Atlanta, that mecca of the South.
But I guess logistically, you could get more artists to come to be on the stage with you. Like they did it in St. Louis, you'd have to pay for a whole bunch of people to be your guest stars coming in. Atlanta is like, I live around the corner. I come out.
People live there. Everybody live there.
Give me a bottle of Crown, I'll be there. Like that's my fee. Like Twista came out there for the joint with UGK. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a lot of guest stars. You almost have to make it a production to be like if you want to do it, you have to make it a production. And I don't know, nobody wants to spend no money like that.
Nah.
True. It was,
unless you got to roll out a lot of women and be like, hey, we can decrease your child support payments for these women that y'all all got pregnant here. Because we know a lot of y'all got baby mamas here in St. Louis, which is a fact. If we can get some of them child support payments lowered, would y'all do y'all verses here?
It is. St. Louis is the baby mama capital of the world.
People don't understand this. When I tell people this, I know from my time, like, for real, like, this research.
I knew it, but I didn't know it. Like, I can joke about it. But when Yo Gotti was in town, like every week, like every weekend, it was a Yo Gotti concert.
Hank's girl is from St. Louis.
And I'm like, why is this nigga here all the time?
She went to Fort Francis Howell.
Big Boy's wife, Manny Fresh.
Manny Fresh, Juvenile.
Yep.
And it's a whole bunch of random dudes that don't claim their kids that's here.
Bruh, it's Atlanta didn't deserve that audience. Period.
DMX.
They didn't appreciate it.
DMX's last girl, his last son, mom is from here. Went to high school with my little brother.
Baby mama capital of the world. So
what can Verzuz do to improve? Or is it done?
I don't know.
I wish they create some tours with it. I don't know.
They could do that. Like I just, it's got to be the venue, because this isn't the first time they've had a trash venue. With what was
3 6 Mafia made that one better with their performance than the actual crowd was.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, the 3 6 and Bone in LA was just not a good idea. It just wasn't fucking a good idea. Like ain't no way. LA is a whole different culture of things. And I think Verzuz doesn't understand, well, with Swiss and Tim don't understand the regional differences. They
looking at just the numbers, the overall numbers.
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't understand that some artists ain't gonna do well in certain places. Like, and the reality is, like, if you really are looking at numbers, you would know that.
But it's being cheap with logistics. They're only gonna do Verzuz in LA, Atlanta, Chicago, New York. That's it. That's the only 3 places they're gonna do it Verzuz at. Because logistically, you don't have to pay for a lot in those cities.
Have they done anything in Chicago?
No, that's what I said. It's only LA, New York, Atlanta is going to be the only live Verzuz.
The one with Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight.
That was, where was that one at?
In Philly, in one of them.
That's different. That's great. And that wasn't even a live. That was just them performing together. Like that was before we made these live shows. Before, remember that it went from doing on your IG to like y'all at least in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went to these live shows, which is a good idea, but maybe it's not. Maybe you scale it back and we in the same room, but ain't no crowd. There's a couple of people and we just kick it and tell stories. Because that was some of the cool part of it, is telling the stories.
It is. I think the story part is cool. Like I do like, as much as Steve Harvey got on my fucking nerves. There is a level of hearing the story of how a song came to be, right? Or whose idea was it, etc. So Steve talked too much, but he wasn't off in just that idea of it. And so with Gladys and Patty, they're sitting there and just kind of talking. And remember that, but it was definitely like watching your grandmas sit and talk on Sunday.
You remember Chris? I used to talk with this?
I feel like now you know Geraldine passed away. God, ain't nobody told me nothing.
Like, Gerald passed away in 2009, girl.
I didn't. Oh Lord. I didn't.
So is that his daddy I'm seeing?
Right. I just saw Chris. You didn't say it. Why
That's
it
his
look
daddy.
like him? It looked like him. That's what it looked like. And like I said, I'm just sitting there waiting on somebody to drop a recipe for some greens so I can write it down. But it was great. I mean, it was for what it was. It was great for what it was. This was to be able to see those legends be able to talk. So with these people that are our legends, it would be great to hear stories, right? So and Eightball and MJG and Bun B were kind of highlight is that they like each other. They get along. So that's number one. Do the artists actually get along? Ain't no beef. And they were kind of telling stories between each other about like, hey, I remember when this happened. Hey, remember we was laid down the track. I remember when you called me up so I could hear that. So I would like to hear more of that.
But it's with the crowd, especially the crowd is dead. It's like, man, let's just get this shit.
Let's get this over.
Make it like how
on time and ended on by 9 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Or make it like how those MTV Unplugs used to be. With like, you know, the intimate crowds.
Yep. But you need an intimate crowd that gives a damn.
Yeah.
And knows how.
And no phones. And no phones.
I mean, cell phones were new, right? So what you could do with a phone now, you can do then, if you even fucking had one. So you almost got to do the no phone.
2002.
Like no fucking look. You can have your phone out the first. As soon as you walk in, you have your phone out. After that, and if we see you with it out, you getting put out. Like no phones. The phones gotta go. Like I don't think they have 3 verses left that can really break the bank where people be like, oh, this is crazy, and they ain't got enough money for them. All the 3 verses is I'm thinking Sade, Anita Baker.
Yeah,
because you're going to charge $2,000 a ticket for the live show, and you and look, I'm gonna pay $100 for the pay-per-view. If they charge the pay-per-view, I'm paying for it. I know you don't like Sade, Stacey. It's all good. I mean, but at the same time, like whether I like her or not, like her up against Anita Baker, I know that's something to watch.
Try to see Anita,
right? I'm paying to see Anita. So whether you like both of them or you like one, you're paying for that. So I'd watch that. But
in Stacey's world, that's like watching her auntie versus school teacher she don't like.
That's exactly.
And I think Jay-Z Nas is another one, and they ain't got enough money for that either.
They don't have. They can't even imagine the amount of money they need for that.
I saw one where they didn't announce who it was, but they said it was going to be a record label versus a record label, but they didn't say who it was going to be though.
They're starting to roll out them promos like Death Row used to, where they had like 15 artists and they never came out in the back.
It's gonna be Ruthless versus Rap A Lot.
Still waiting on that Chris Tucker comedy album on Ruthless.
And then the last one is J. Cole versus Kendrick.
Yeah.
And they ain't got enough money for that. Or them Negroes just think they better than it. Like just in general. Like they ain't got enough money for it.
Y'all could have had them there was a time when that could have happened, but not now.
Yeah. And because honestly, they could do it they damn selves and just say, me and him that's gonna do a show and charge $150 pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And go back and forth and do songs.
I mean, because here's the thing, you can't trademark verses, right? Like if 2 artists want to get on Instagram Live and play their tracks to each other, there is not a fucking thing that can be done. Why? They own their own shit. They don't have to worry about, like they ain't worry about Instagram shutting the shit down or muting anything because it's yours. Or yours essentially. There's nothing they can fucking do.
But think about the Patty Gladys Knight tour that jumped off this spring. That was on their own. They was like, shit, we just did verses. We finna roll out a tour, me and you, and then we gonna pick up.
My best friend just went to that. He just went to in LA. He just saw them.
And we're gonna pick up Stephanie Mills too, and we got it. And how are you to make it? Keep the men going.
Right.
Just think about if Sade and Anita Baker want to do it on its own, if they could figure out the logistics and power a company, Live Nation, any of them would throw out $5 million each for each one of them to do this and fuck a versus.
That tour would be crazy.
Not even a tour. No, not fuck a tour. I'm doing a one-night show New York City. It's $150 ticket international to see this. We getting bread from all around the world, and it's $1,000 a seat if you in the spot.
Yep.
But both of them don't like to perform that much. So that's why it gives the luster of it. Like you have to put like 20 mil in front of their face, like 20 mil each.
Right. Because I mean, even thinking about award shows, right? The crowd at award shows is more amped than the crowd was last night. And these are niggas that's got money for real. And they are in the audience singing along and clapping and living their best life. And regular niggas couldn't do that at all. And that's just insane to me.
Everybody too cool now.
Niggas too cool. Like niggas don't dance, no, I don't do shit. Real quick, I want to talk about Jazzy Faye trying to hit the notes on Show Enough. There was so in the beginning, I'm like, why is he there? Because you ain't even hitting the notes. You just rapping along. We don't need you here to be a hype man. And then at the end, he tried, but there was something wrong with the Volche right up in here. He just wasn't. He couldn't get. They just never. Just those notes.
Shout out to Tila though. We ain't seen him since '98.
Nigga, that song dropped what 96.
96.
That guy that I was going with at the time, his name was Carlos. That nigga played that song on repeat for months.
The reason you know it's old, Stacey, is he said, I knew this chick from 86. Thinking all that.
Do nails for Rochelle.
Right, like
he knew her from 86.
Right. Speaking of which, tonight's episode is brought to you by Rochelle's Nail Salon and Space Age Sipping, which is now the official pale ale IPA of this show. Is Space Age.
Be like, hey, how the hell you been since I ain't had no job?
See, and Tila was a big deal. That I'm so tired of balling.
I'm so tired of balling.
Hey, I've never been tired of balling, but I wish I could be. I would like to learn more about that.
I want to know what it's like to be tired of balling. Man.
I would like to know what it's like to be tired of balling.
Get there.
How do I get? I want to get to that level. How do I get tired of being balling? I would like to know.
Yeah. And he's got the only song with his name in it, and the song is by him and his name, Tila.
Tired of balling, man.
I'm tired of balling.
I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of balling.
It was a different time. It was just different.
There was more mysticism for our younger listeners. We got a lot of younger listeners that hit us up, emails like, yo, man, it must have been in the 90s. Like, it was a lot of mysticism with artists. Like we were really like, damn, is there a word to be tired of balling? Like, is there something that you can do to ball that much to be tired of it?
Yeah.
It was a different time. The 90s were an amazing time to be alive and witness all of this. Like I said, we talk about we're still talking about the 95 Source Awards. And
that's what we talked about.
We were blessed enough to watch it live, not hear about it the next day. There was no YouTube to tune into it the next day.
I didn't see it live. I saw it like
I didn't see it
last night at 12 at night on KNDNL channel 30. They was wilding.
I saw it live.
You saw it in the middle of the night then?
I saw it
like at midnight, right?
So oddly enough, I saw it I was at a sleepover.
It's a bitch.
I was at a sleepover and we watched it. And so I saw it when it happened. I saw it that night. And because I remember it was the big, we wanted to watch because we wanted to watch Bone. We're like, okay, they're going to do Crossroads. We were like just so excited to watch. And you see it. So like everything that happened that night, I saw when it happened in 95. So it's like to talk to somebody who is 20 years old, who can see it now. It's like, but you just don't understand what it was like at that moment, right? Yeah. What the atmosphere was like, right? The tension of everything that was going on, all the stuff that's happening, and then you're seeing this, and you're seeing Suge up there, and you see like
Pac was locked up.
Right, the main agitator wasn't even there.
Yeah, he was locked up.
Nigga, Suge up on stage, but
the prequel was the year before. Remember, he got into a trial called Quest. because he came out and did his song Out on Bail on accident. Somebody on the side was like, yeah, go out, Pac. And he interrupted Tribe Called Quest performing what was it, the used to be in not Scenario. Fuck, I can't remember now. My mind is fucking up. You on Point Tip once again, fight.
Oh yeah, no, check the rhyme.
Check the rhyme. He came out in the middle of them doing that.
Linden. That's what you were trying to think of.
And it's online. He just comes out, start doing Out on Bail. That's why he never released the song, because it was like people hated on it because he could start doing the song in the middle of a Tribe Called Quest.
Dude,
yeah,
just it was just an amazing. It was an amazing, like all the things that we talk about now, the influences that happen now. We witnessed it happen, and it was just a amazing fucking time to be alive.
Since we talking about older people, our last topic, Tank, was on Drink Champs. Do we give Tank enough credit? And also, is Genuine just the lost child that we didn't know we had?
Yeah.
Because
I didn't go ahead.
No. I go the real prequel with that is, remember when he passed out when they had the TGT thing when they were doing like Good Morning America or something?
Yeah, I remember.
That was early. That was like 2017. But now we have the new rejuvenated version of that Genuine doing kicks that are half kicks.
Spinning off key to when the pony beat start.
doing spins and
created a TikTok challenge, a roll.
Like, sir, you know good and well you don't need to be kicking with you out here wearing.
Hey, I'm just glad he ain't bringing the swirly sideburns back.
But he got this snow piss blonde hair that he's rocking right now. And
he a golden lord.
Nigga.
He OG golden lord.
Fan. Whole ass.
Meteor Man for our younger listeners that have not.
Oh yeah. For
saw that in the theater. And old as shit around here.
For the listeners under 30.
Yeah, we got to let them know. Right. You got to give references. We just can't assume you knew what the Golden Lords were.
Yeah, Luther Vandross was a bad guy.
Right. Like John Cheadle, roadie from Marvel movies. He was in the movie too with blonde hair. This is what happened. This was a different time.
There was a group called Another Bad Creation that all of us that was a little bit younger went to, because we saw they was in it. Because we really didn't identify Luther Vandross at that time. It took us till we got older to identify Luther Vandross. All the other older people, just old niggas that we just knew that our parents listened to. That was a Meteor Man.
Like legit, I think my grandmother took us because James Earl Jones and Marla Gibbs was in there. I think that's really why we got to go see it. She was like, "Oh, Marla Gibbs in this. Okay, well."
It was actually ingenious that he had all these different age ranges in there for that time to be like, because like you just gave a good example, Stacey. Like your mom, Marla Gibbs and James. I'm gonna see that, and you like cool. Another Bad Creation in there, and Naughty by Nature in Cypress Hill. I'm there.
She ain't don't know who any of those people were. So it's just a difference. It was an amazing time. But
I didn't know Tank wrote all that stuff for Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You can't tell the way that they both sound the same at one point.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't at the time. I wasn't really tripping off Tank like that.
Because he was singing background for Tank. That song Slowly. Jamie Foxx is on background.
Is he? So here's the problem.
Listen slowly again.
Here's the problem: is that I lost Slowly for 10 years because it wasn't available anywhere, and I didn't
because
have
of Blackground music, right?
Right. It's on Blackground. So like the album just got available for streaming the end of last year. So I remember Slowly, like I remember seeing the video, I remember liking the song, but I didn't have it downloaded anywhere because who knew that I would have been stuck without it for so long. But so now I have to go back and listen to it. But to that point, I wish that Tank would write, or I think Jamie Foxx is an amazing singer who should do more slow ballads. I hate that he never dug into that. Like the first song, Infatuation, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so great.
That first album was all dope ballads.
I hate that he just didn't stick with that. I hate that he wanted to blame it on the alcohol. Like that's
even some of them songs he used to do on the sitcom when he was
right.
kind of just fucking around.
Like that's what, like, so right when he comes out with albums, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like you have that voice to do it. And again, like I said, blame it on the alcohol is fine, but
Yeah.
I don't want your whole album. That's not what I want for your whole album. Like I want that to be, throw it out as a single little kick it up
A
a notch,
party song.
right? A little party song, but no. So, but Tank might need to get some flowers.
Yeah. He wrote
give him
"Oh" for
flowers.
Orion.
Dude,
I was looking up his list.
Regret that song by LaToya Luckett with
Yeah.
with Ludacris, Regret or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, his pen game, nice.
And he did this song lately from John B that I liked on that. It was like the 4 John B album that came out like 03, 04. That was dope. Like, yeah, I mean, but this is the thing, man, about some artists. Some people can't, like, I think, like if I ever interview Tank, and hopefully, he receives his email that I sent, I do want to ask him why he didn't dig into, somebody's got to figure out or dig into that Charlie Wilson lane for our age and get that money. Maybe it's Joe that's doing that.
But Joe kind of stick to them ballads though.
No, but I'm saying the old school that's like, I'm gonna make songs just for the cats I know that's like 40 to 60, and that's what we doing.
The Johnny Gills.
But somebody that's young, like a Tank. Joe's doing it, I feel a little bit, but Joe had he got a couple songs like Gucci Mane on this shit, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about somebody that Charlie Wilson showed you that you could be hip and still make music for your group.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to be, you ain't selling out 30,000 seats shows no more. Be comfortable with having 4,000 a show every night, every day of your rest of your life, that you get 4,000 every city.
And just staying in your lane. It's okay to stay in your lane. Like you said with Charlie Wilson, the sound of the music may change a little bit to kick it up a notch, but he's still being him. Like, what's the song? Yeah. Without You by Charlie Wilson. My God. Man, that song comes on, I stop what I'm doing. Like that song, it just touches me. But this is this old man singing this song, but it's just a good song. You don't feel like it's some old nigga singing to you. It just feels like it's a great song.
I got my son in the car singing outstanding.
But that's what I'm saying. I guess somebody, their ego always think, yo, I'm just one hit away from being like back.
It be that. Yeah.
There's Tank. I didn't know that Tank contributed to the musical score for Dreamgirls.
Mm-hmm.
But basically what I'm trying to find is just like a list of writing credits.
They don't have them, but I know he wrote
Naked for Marcus Houston.
Yep, he wrote Naked for Marcus Houston. Yep.
Yeah, it says so basically it's like his Tank songwriting production credits include working with Aaliyah, Beyonce, Dave Hollister, Fantasia, Kelly Rowland, Marcus Houston, Omarion, Jamie Foxx, Pitbull, Donnell Jones, and Monica. But hell, what else? Shit, like that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talking about anybody else in the modern era, you only outside of Babyface, but after his era, you only from Brian Michael Cox that could probably like beat him out on a writing production side for R&B.
Yeah.
And he's a good dope writer. But that album, the Stronger album, that's the best Tank album, man.
Yeah, that's strong.
So adult and it's so smooth and chill and like, nigga, you mature as fuck. And the messed up part was he said that nobody fucked with that album, and then that's when he went to some ratchet shit though. What was that one song where he's like, basically like,
soon as we fuck.
Yeah. He went right to that right after
when
that.
We fuck.
And everybody loved that song. Like, yo, you ain't like Starship? That joint that you're my star? No, it's not Starship. You my star? That motherfucker was a beautiful song for somebody. But y'all would be like, then when we fuck.
Yep.
And you know what? Somebody like him is so slick. He probably like, nigga, watch this. I'm gonna put a song about when we fuck, and I bet you it pop.
I love that song.
Look, I can't do fucking in my song R&B no more.
I like that.
No. The original Jodeci Freaking You was fucking you, right?
Right.
And Brett Ratner made them change it. because he was like, I can't do no music video to this.
I
They're like, no, it's gonna be okay. They're gonna bleep it.
Look, I couldn't get slowly. I couldn't make love, so now I gotta fuck. Okay, like that's
But a part of me wants to hear the demo version with
That's where we at,
every
man.
fucking night and every fucking day. Like a part of me was, I want the demo version of that.
Right. What was the song I was just thinking about with Tank and I Deserve? Nobody talks about how that man choked her out and
he explains it on Drink Champs though, Stacey.
Yeah.
He says the whole thing is hypothetical. Maybe I deserve. Like everything is like in his mind, like in your mind.
Yeah.
Of like what is going on. Like this is all you making it up. Like the man is making this up. Maybe I deserve this. Maybe I will do this. Maybe I will do that. He's like, none of that should have happened. This is all maybe. And it makes more sense though. I re-listened to it. It makes sense.
I wish that my lips could touch my ear. I hear what you're saying, but like I said, just at the time you're singing along to it and niggas are singing it too, and maybe I do deserve for you to go out with him all night and all of that. But then, like I said, that last verse, it sounded like that's what she did. She did go out and this nigga choked out and chased her down the street. And that, as far as I'm concerned, that's what happened.
But this is all supposed to be in his head, unless it's revisionist, because he knew that somebody like you would be like, "Hey, on your song, you was beating on women." He's like, "Oh shit, we gotta change up this way this song is."
That's what I feel. I feel like somebody finally came to him and was like, "So let's talk about this song," because it just doesn't feel like it's a dream, right? Like it doesn't feel like these are
grab you by your neck.
Listen. That's all I'm saying. Like
all the shit you put me through is awesome.
That's all I'm saying.
Look, and that video was just a black and white video if I remember, and it was just him, it was a cheap video.
Yeah, it was just him in like the white studio, and he just sang.
And him just like he ain't put his hands around her neck or nothing, but
hell, Slowly was just him in a booth, wasn't it? Like he just was in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, hey, sometimes you like as long as the song is dope, you don't necessarily need the great video. Sometimes great videos help make a trash song better.
Thriller.
Give me one. Ooh.
I want people to see my fingers. I'm pointing to Scott and me. I'm like, yeah.
Thriller.
No one wants to say that. It's like it's illegal to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Thriller isn't that great of a song.
It's not.
Like it wasn't that great of a song.
Yeah, we only hear it on Halloween.
Nobody's like, hey man, throw that Thriller on real quick.
Yeah,
Nobody's just calling to hear Thriller. But the video makes it amazing.
It changed the game. The video was just a game changer.
Okay, what's another one? Throw out another. What's another song that the video makes the song bigger than what it was?
Shit, Beat It.
Damn.
Another one.
Damn. So you
you can go down the line.
Okay, fuck it. Let's just say that Michael Jackson's album Thriller, period.
He's not fucking
But the crazy thing is, like, my favorite songs are the B-sides, like The Lady in My Life.
Yep. The songs they think about video.
PYTs and all that.
Yep.
Not saying the album trash, but the lead singles just,
So y'all, so did Michael's? Okay, well, this is a good question to end it off with. We're going off of this. Did Michael get better with his song selections for videos as time went on? Like, cause like the best songs on his album, he would pick for videos more than before. Like pre Bad. So Bad album, Liberian Girl.
Smooth Criminal,
like the songs that you would have bumped regardless.
Right.
I think so. Yeah. With Bad, he had better videos.
And Dangerous too.
Yeah, Dangerous with Remember the Time, and you had the premiering after The Simpsons. Macaulay Culkin.
I just saw the video for Liberian Girl like last year.
You never seen it?
Cameos.
I don't know how I had never seen it. Like somebody posted
an awesome video.
It got posted in the 90s group. And I think I commented and I said, okay, so hold on. I've never seen this fucking video. I don't know how. And I blame him because it wasn't on Moonwalker. I blame that. But So because Moonwalker has me thinking there are videos for songs that there aren't. Like I think that there's a video for Human Nature. There's not.
No.
Right. But because of Moonwalker, I think there is.
Yeah.
So I've been arguing that for 30 years and I'm wrong as fuck. So there's that. But Liberian Girl legit had no clue that existed until somebody posted it in a group. And I was like, holy shit. And that video has everybody who was anybody at that time in it. And I'm sure he didn't pay anybody a dime.
Not zero. I'm talking somebody might have paid to be in it.
People had to pay, probably had to pay to be in it. Or like he just made sure that craft services was out there so niggas could get some cheese and some croissants.
Yes, you know that food was probably fired and never ranch.
I refuse to believe he paid anybody that's in that video because anyone that was anybody and kids out there, if you go watch the Liberian Girl video, you're going to look.
They had Malcolm Jamal Warner and they had Theo Huxtable in the video.
They had Theo Huxtable. I want to say they had Bud Bundy. It was so. Wait a minute.
Whoopi Goldberg.
And so supposedly I was listening to an interview with Lily. She was saying that Michael was supposed to do a cameo in their Human Nature right there version. But Michael was just like, he was saying he wanted to be at one beach, but they spent all the money for the equipment to be at another beach. And he was like, no, I wanted to be up here. They like, you told us another, like, no, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Beverly Johnson, Sherman Hemsley, Brigitte Nielsen, Paula Abdul, Carl Weathers, Whoopi Goldberg, Quincy Jones, Jackie Collins, Jasmine Guy, Billy D. Williams, Rosanna Arquette, Lou Diamond fucking Phillips. Okay, like just
again, was the shit in the 80s. Lou Diamond
young people watching right now, you don't know who the hell I'm talking about with any of these people. It's okay.
Young Guns, Lou Diamond Phillips.
Very, very important in the 80s. Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta, Corey Feldman. You had to have the Corys in your shit.
Yeah, Corey.
Ricky
Both Corys or one of the Corys? Just Corey Feldman or Corey Haim or both of them?
Corey Feldman was in here.
Corey Haim wasn't.
Corey, I don't see the other Corey. Nigga, but Steve Guttenberg, who was the shit. Steve Guttenberg was Brad Pitt in the 80s. Yep. That's Danny Glover, Richard Dreyfuss, like Don King, Suzanne Summers, Lou Ferrigno.
Hulk.
Children before Mark Ruffalo was the Incredible Hulk. Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk on Channel 11 TV. Nigga, Blossom, Mayim Bialik was in there. So if you watch Big Bang Theory, Amy Farrah Fowler was in the Liberian Girl video.
And also Jeopardy. She's the new host of Jeopardy.
Yeah. Weird Al Yankovic, Bubbles, the monkey. Was
Bubbles.
Steven Spielberg, Debbie Gibson, Blair.
Kids don't even know who Bubbles is. You know that, right?
What I'm saying. Like
Bubbles died before 2000.
Hey, I was gonna ask, is Bubbles still alive?
No, Bubbles died like 2000.
The fact that Dan Aykroyd, the fact that you had Lou Diamond Phillips and this bitch and Olivia Newton-John just hanging out together, like Mike didn't pay a dime to anyone.
He was just made a phone. Like, hey, come through. I'm having a little get together, and it's just gonna be a camera going around.
There's been a little camera going around.
Hey, you know what? He might have fucked around and said that. Real talk.
What he said.
Just for nobody to be acting extra during.
Because I'm trying to remember how like the video starts because everybody's kind of waiting around for him.
Yeah.
Like, comes in later. So a piece of me feels like they were acting but not acting. So, but yeah, that's not my song either. Liberian Girl wasn't my song.
You didn't like the Liberian Girl?
It just wasn't my song. Like I didn't hate it.
She liked it when Escape flipped it. Like, keeping on.
Like
with MC Light.
Keep on keeping on. The MC Light version.
I mean,
boy, where the fuck you
like I said, for any, I think for songs that would have been on that could have been used for a video, Liberian, that wouldn't have been one of my choices. But it was, like I said, it's not a bad song. It just wasn't. And
Dirty Diana was like a live performance video, I think.
People need to quit saying it's not about Diana Ross, man. People need
yeah.
What's the only Diana we knew? It was either
I
Diana
know,
Ross,
but that's one of them things that like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not Diana.
People like it for 8-year-old me, it made sense.
Just like I thought that Alexander O'Neal on Fake was talking about Patti LaBelle. When he said, Patti, Patti. I was like, oh, he's talking about Patti LaBelle. Oh, shit, they got beef. I swear for years, I was a grown person before I realized they really wasn't beef.
Nah, no beef.
Yeah, like you don't know who people are, and you don't know. I mean, the only way you could get celebrity information was by reading, Right On.
And that was just random shit that we thought too, though. Anyway, he was like, I told you it's in Right On. That is about Patti LaBelle.
That's it. Like that's exactly. You were looking at Right On, trying to get music lyrics and shit. That's how you got it. So like Bobby Brown would always talk about Kim, right? I didn't know who the hell Kim was, but as far as I was concerned, he might have been talking about Kim Fields because I knew who Kim Fields was.
Yeah, we thinking about the famous Kim.
Right, famous Kim. Okay, so Kim Fields, I bet you it's Tootie. I bet you he's fucking with Tootie. That makes sense. That do make sense. I can see that. I can see the two of them. That makes sense. They weren't like not at all. But you don't know who people are. Like there was no way to fact check. You just gotta hope that
you just believe somebody could go on the radio and say anything and it would just be what it was.
Yeah. Like remember Sierra was the guy.
Yeah, like the hermaphrodite. Right. That's yeah.
I'm like, where the hell that come from? Like she was on Oprah.
I don't know.
Oh, the Tommy
Hilfiger. To date, there are Black people who will not buy any Tommy anything because the rumor that started in the 90s.
You're racist.
Which is like, I wish I had the time and resources to research
who put the hit piece out, like who got that PR campaign going,
like who, because it transcended time zones with no social media, period. Like the fact that everyone knew that Tommy Hilfiger went on Oprah and said that he didn't want Black people wearing his clothes and Oprah kicked him off. No one can really tell you that they saw the episode, but then you have some people who some people will be like, I did see it. No, you didn't. Because it never.
And think about this, Stacey. There's nobody, like even a celebrity never came out like, yeah, Tommy Hilfiger did this. Like, how was it even like this wire of this communication was like unbelievable, because it wasn't like somebody got on TV like, man, I heard Tommy was on Oprah and blah. Nobody ever said it publicly. This is literally went from person to person, like the doggone Underground Railroad.
No social media.
None.
Like, at all. Like, how did this? And again, like I said, today there are people who will not buy
today with the internet, people still believe it.
People will still argue. I argued somebody down about it one day. Like, even when I proved that she was wrong, she was like, well, they still be racist, so fuck it.
Hold on, Stacey. Was that the disagree to disagree?
So here's the thing. I don't know if it was her, but if it was, I would not be surprised. If it was, I don't agree to disagree.
Yeah. She definitely believes Tommy Hilfiger is racist.
It's amazing. Like, again, the fact that Tommy had never been on Oprah. So the interview, like, it's not like he was on there and maybe he said something. No, he had never even fucking been on there. And then he finally makes it to Oprah. Oprah brings it up and she was like, you've never been on this show. He's like, I've never been here before. Oprah's like, he's never been on my fucking show. It's never happened. And people are still like, she covering for his ass.
Hey, Tommy can pay somebody bill.
Right. Like, Oprah over there, she probably got some Tommy on right now. So like, it's the most amazing rumor. I call it a black myth.
That's the biggest one, though. I think it's one of the biggest ones. Like, because other ones you can see where it came from, like in the trajectory and like the tentacles where it came from. There is no way to know where this rumor came from. Like, what does it even originate from?
That I had the time and resources. Like, people are like, oh, what would you do if you won the lottery? I dedicate my time to doing that. Like, that would be something, because I mean, at that point, like, I ain't gotta go to work. I can travel to different places and talk to people. I would absolutely hire a film crew, and this is what the documentary is about: the Tommy Hilfiger rumor. That's it. Like flat out. That's I
We
would
gotta get to the bottom of this.
It'd be my life's work to leave here with finding out how it started and how did it get from one coast to another. The fact that all black
What did it even start?
I think if it was like a little Asian girl that started it.
That's what's crazy. Like who started it and then how did it get everywhere?
How did it get so fast? It could have just stayed regional in that one city or
that shit
quickly. And the fact, I mean, it turns into rap lyrics. Pimp CPA trail nigga. Polo, fuck that heel fit.
Tommy and fucking Bamboozle. Tommy Hill, nigga. Tommy Hill.
about to put the 45 to his heel figure.
Like that's how deep it was. So then once it starts making it to the music, then that's when you know, well, it's over now because now, but even with that, by the time Pimp C said that, we had already said fuck it.
Yeah,
So
well, Tommy was done for then.
Right, like I said, the music wasn't even it. The song or that line was just reiterating the "we don't fuck with you."
And that's an old line too, because Pimp C was in jail, and that Bun B threw that on that song to get Pimp C. So that was an old lyric too.
Bruh, like it's the most amazing lyric or story that never happened. I would dedicate.
Oh, man, that is an amazing. Talk to your PRSA people and be like, yo, like somebody knows. Everybody's a girl named Portia. She was like the first PR person for Vibe magazine. He didn't pay his bill, and they was like, you better pay our bill by the end of the week, or we got your ass.
Yeah. It just started the worldwide rumor that people still believe.
Well, because the crazy thing is, because Tommy even said that his people told him to ignore it because they thought it would go away. And it just never did. And that's how he ended up years later going on Oprah and talking about it. But allegedly there was they didn't see an upset in sales. And I'm like, that can't be right.
Impossible.
That's impossible. There's no way that your entire Black demographic stopped purchasing your clothes and you didn't see a dip in sales. There's no way. Because like we were buying his shit. Hell, like that preppy look, we were all in.
Mm-hmm.
All in. It's like it's funny when I watched the Abercrombie documentary recently, and some people were like, I never liked Abercrombie, it just was too white for me. And I'm like, that's what it was. Like I said, you wore Polo, you wore Tommy, like you and Nautica, and that's it. And then
Polo.
Right. Yeah,
that FUBU and Rockaware didn't hit to the late 90s, exactly. 90s, early 2000s.
And it was that catalyst of now we're not fucking with these anymore. So now we're going into urban streetwear. This is how Rockaware and all of them come into be. Like, I mean, even though there were, Carl and all that was before, but it really hit late 90s because we stopped fucking with Tommy. So
the random fit was a Nautica or Tommy long sleeve, Jabot jeans, and Eastlands. That was your fit. If you were going out on a Friday night, we're recording this on a Friday night, that was what I would wear on Friday night. It'd be a black and gold Nautica, some Jabot jeans, and some nice high top fucking Eastlands. And that's what, and I'd be fly as fuck. I'd be and a Turkish link chain.
Or for the true players like myself, a Nautica t-shirt with a Nautica jacket with the Nautica swim trunks and some Air Max.
I went to prep school, so we had to do a little bit different.
Or some boat shoes if you couldn't wear tennis shoes to an event, you had to wear the boat shoes.
Being at the Palace or Saints, and it's a dude there with some swim trunks on, but he got some Tommy draws underneath them, or especially the tracksuit ones that were kind of see-through-ish.
The white
ones that you can see through, and you can see the Tommy draws underneath there. It's like, oh, girl, this nigga got money. Ooh, he got money. Ooh, the ballers is up in here tonight.
He said he got money.
The ballers, I ain't know the ballers came out tonight. We 13, 14 years old. The ballers. And
you dead serious in the ballers. Like you dead serious.
Ballers.
With their designer underwear.
With their designer underwear. That's that. Like so again, there's no way that all of a sudden, and it hit quickly, immediately. So you didn't necessarily throw out the shit that you had, but like we weren't nobody burning shit. Your mama ain't gonna let you do all that. She didn't spend all that money, but you stopped wearing it. Period. And you moved on. So now you got to, like, rather than having all three that Polo, Nautica, and Tommy got taken away. So now you're focusing more on Polo and Nautica. And then Nautica just kind of fell offish. Nautica was for the jacket.
Nautica fell off.
They
because
changed
Tommy
the
fell
logo.
off.
They made the boat a little slimmer.
Yep, and made it more sleeker. Made that boat sleeker.
Yeah, we like the fat boat, not the skinny boat.
And then people talking about that's the slave ship that niggas came on. Remember that part?
Not to mention, and let's not talk about the Timberland tree.
Yes, that's the tree they hung us from.
That's the tree they hung us from. So now we Polo. It's all Polo everything.
You know, Polo did this shit because they're the only one that came out unscathed.
Ralph Lauren.
Of all the preppy gear from the 90s, they're the only brand that came out unscathed.
Man, you can go look at some pictures of your granddaddy from the 80s.
But they came unscathed. How does Polo get through this? Nautica can't get through it. Tommy can't get through it.
And Polo never changed nothing. They just kept the same thing. They just added chaps and that Polo Sport.
The Beverly Hills Polo Club.
The U.S. Polo Assassin.
Yeah, exactly. They had different brands up under.
Right, and they kind of found out U.S. Polo Association was before, it was around before Ralph Lauren was, but they didn't care. They were like, oh, well, shit, go ahead. Like, they liked the publicity of it. They didn't give a damn. They're like, oh, okay, it's another, okay, well, cool. They go ahead and keep that name.
Nah, they got one horse. They only got one horse on their shirt.
You got three.
Three horses.
Stacey, that shit. Sit this hit out. Because they're the only one that survived the prep era.
Ralph Lauren, man.
Dude, Nautica got taken down. Timberland, like Tommy
tried to make it. Tommy kind of trying to make come back with the younger generation. I see, but they bringing back the same stuff, like the Aaliyah, you know, the Tommy girl stuff.
Wait a minute. First off, real quick. My mother texted me at 9:32 this morning. Said, morning, heading to Tennessee. Love you. I didn't know she was going to Tennessee. That's it. She just texts right now. It's 9:08 p.m. We made it, ma'am.
That's a 13-hour shift that you're unaccounted for.
Did y'all drive?
They've been shot.
Did it is not 13 hours.
Even if you flew, did you walk? 13 hours you walk.
They've been shopping, man.
On a moped. They ride
There's
a moped.
no way it took you 13 hours to get from St. Louis to Tennessee. Period. Any part of Tennessee.
Any part
whatsoever. Like, this is why I don't answer the phone when my mother calls me. These are prime examples of why I don't talk to her. But anywho,
well, we gonna wrap it up. Stacey, we're gonna everybody hit you, but yo, Polo did this shit. I gotta you gonna make me want to research all this shit.
Purple label, all that.
Welcome to why Stacey be up at 3 a.m. sometimes researching shit.
Stacey, I'm gonna start texting you shit because I be up and randomly. I did this whole lovers and friends thing. That's how we got into it, is because I was up at 3 a.m. Bullshit.
I'm always up. Generally speaking, I'm always up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because I don't have any self-control. I will go down a rabbit hole. One day, sit down and I will talk to you about the Washington Post and a woman named Janet who almost brought down the whole franchise. Because by making up a story. So there's a whole.
Me and Stacey was at one like when I showed you that R&B page with those underground R&B songs.
Oh,
I still haven't been through all that. Like, it's so.
Like, I was like, hold on, let me stop what I'm doing, and I wasn't doing anything that was productive whatsoever. And I'm like, all right, now I'm all in. And Scott might be asleep, or we're up when Scott is waking up to go to work.
Yeah, I get up about 4 or 5.
Right, because Scott starts early with the posts.
Right, when Scott starts posting, that's when I know I've been up too long. I'll be like, shit. Scott's up. I'm like, all right, that's
Scott's up.
But sometimes I randomly wake up early, though. Sometimes I just randomly wake up early.
Right, I'm like, oh shit, Scott done woke up and he's getting ready for work and posting. I probably should take my ass to bed.
Stacey, where can they hit you up at?
Stacey Adams, Stacey with an E, Adams with a Z. You can find me on all the platforms, whether it's the YouTube, Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitters, all of them.
Cool. Scott, where can the people hit you up at?
Hit me up everywhere at Cool Ass Scott. Just check me out at I guess Scott Hilliard, that my regular name. Shit, I ain't got nothing.
Shout out to everybody. People getting upset at us for our underground albums, underrated albums. Like, you forgot Percy and the Miracles from '89. Like, I mean, man, stop. I mean, we only had we couldn't name every good album.
And these are my preferences.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you miss somebody was like, Stacey, you missed some. They're gonna comment under it on Twitter like you missed some. Like,
you know what? Let's just have some of the fans just send their own in.
There we go.
Just read them off.
There we go. Somebody gonna be like, that Luther Vandross House Is Not a Home album. Like, that's not it's not slept on.
Man. We sleepers.
These are my preferences. Go to hell. How about that? Go to hell. Problem is, I don't tell people to go to hell enough. And I'm going to work on that. I'm trying to better myself and tell people to go to hell a little bit more than I used to. So
going to hell is a higher level thing. I agree. But thank y'all for listening as always. I only listen to 90s Music Facebook group. Join in, tap in with us. We got a lot of stuff cracking over there. Like, people are really diving in. Shout out to all the African people that constantly
African
and not just any of our real African listeners that are really listening. We're talking about spam people that just you got 4 friends on Facebook and you're in 3 groups.
Now you just joined yesterday. You just joined Facebook yesterday,
and we simply say fresh in there. And I give people away when they say my friend invited me. Like, oh, my friend, like, I was like, oh, okay, well, you got a friend invited you. Cool. Maybe you not saw that. But you have no answers to any of the questions that are sitting there.
Yeah.
And you just
the questions. Yeah, we just added the questions because I started catching people. I'm like, oh no, you gotta go. So
they're not real.
Yeah, you ain't real. So, and that's just answer the questions and I'll probably let you in maybe.
But so also, one person I'm gonna have to let in, they sent me a friend request after that. It was like, I need to get in.
Like, no.
And I was like, I can't do it, man. I'm really like the third in charge. I ain't even. I'm barely here, baby. like you sent the wrong friend request.
Hey, man, look, I'm the captain now.
As always, don't DM me.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I'm notorious for not answering DMs. So,
but and the thing is, though, she's a social media maven, so that's how much she don't give a fuck about y'all sending shit to her. Her job is social media.
It's because everybody. So this is not my only group. It's literally my job to manage groups and like whether and all that. So I get messages from everybody, and I'm not responding back to them because I don't have to. So there's that.
Unless it's
there's my smile.
Unless it's Idris Elba and like
correct
into the group.
Correct.
My real page. You see the.
He is welcome to actually just send me just video chat me. It's fine.
Would you send if he texts you and like, hey, I'm trying to get in a on the 90s group, nobody's letting me in? Would you immediately just hit a video chat like, fuck it, let me just jump right in, like, let's just go forward?
I'm doing a video chat and also sending my location.
Drop the location.
I'm dropping the location. They're pretty much. It's like, oh, I'm hitting video chat, and I'm just like, all right. So I mean, just butt naked.
Oh, you see, you coming right out the gates.
You gotta let them know what they're working with.
It's just like I do. Be like, man, I'm putting it all out there. We gotta go for it.
Look, I gotta go for it. Look, I'm putting these titties on display, and that's what we're gonna do. You in, you
out. Stacey, I was just trying to get this into the group.
You in or you out?
Am I in or am I out? Asking me. I'm asking you. You're the moderator.
So.
Well, thank y'all for
I got roast on the stove.
Yeah, no. Thank y'all for listening. As always, we got some more stuff coming up soon. Matt's coming on for the next one. He wants us to do a whole episode on the sucker songs. I do have my list compiled that is better than the one that was put into the group.
Dirty Mac
Mackin
songs?
songs of all time.
Dirty Mac song. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody get they 5 Dirty Mackin songs.
Okay,
For the next joint. Matt said he's
Dirty Mac.
He's got his too. He's like, I'm coming in for that one. So we will be back soon. Thank y'all for listening as always, and we'll be back soon. Peace.
Right.
All right.